Well, James Delingpole, as Rita said, is one of the great writers in Britain, favourite here on Outsiders, and he joins us live from London, or outside London where he is now. How are you, James, mate? Good to see you, mate.
G'day. I'm so happy to be back on Outsiders. The feeling is mutual. I love you too.
Fantastic. Well, tell us, we want your analysis of why Boris has gone bonkers. I got in trouble from Rita for suggesting it might be the Sheila, so I won't repeat that error ever again. But you can get away with it because you're on the other side of the world and you're in lockdown and you're about to have a green revolution. What could be better, James Delingpole?
Mate, I'd say it is the Sheila. I'm sorry, but it is the Sheila. I'm sorry, Rita. Boris has got this girlfriend, the mother of his latest child, and her name is Carrie Symonds. And it's sometimes thought that the current Prime Minister of the country is not Boris, but his girlfriend, Carrie Symonds. Boris has recently gone into. Are you aware that he's gone into quarantine? Again, the theory is it could be a handy excuse. Yeah, again. You see, Boris, I'm sure you know, nearly died earlier this year of coronavirus, which means if you survive coronavirus, by going on my epidemiological virology knowledge, that gives him immunity. You know, you don't suddenly get it again and get seriously ill. But what's happened is that we've got this track and trace system. It's crazy. I think you have something similar in Australia, whereby if you've been in contact with somebody who's got coronavirus, you have to self-isolate. So Boris has decided he's going to lock himself away for 14 days, which could be a blessing for the country, given what a cock-up he's been making of things so far.
Rita.
But that just gives him extra time with the missus who you're blaming for this insanity. That just means he's got more intensive time with her. Now, really, I mean, we joke about this, and of course, I'm not saying that she doesn't have any influence on some of his latest decision-making, but he has been elected with a massive majority. Surely he understands what those Conservative voters value and what they voted for and what they voted against. How can he justify implementing these raft of leftist policies?
Rita, you are so right. If you look at, Boris Johnson used to be one of Britain's most successful newspaper columnists, and certainly the best paid newspaper columnist. I mean, he used to get far more than he gets as Prime Minister. And if you go back, you'll find loads of Boris articles questioning man-made global warming. Does it really exist? Probably not, he decided. Making mockery of wind turbines, saying Britain should go for shale gas. But now he's got an uber-green girlfriend. All things have changed. I think it's partly the influence of Carrie, but partly, I'm afraid, it's the influence of that thing we talked about the other day, the Great Reset. I think what we're experiencing now is a kind of globalist leftist takeover. You're getting it in Australia. Pretty much every country in the Western world is experiencing this. There is no rhyme or reason after a massively recessionary lockdown and all the measures that they've introduced in this country, just like in Australia, which have destroyed our economy, killed jobs, killed small businesses. What the country is not crying out for right now is more expensive offshore wind energy and more regulations. Like, this is the craziest, they vowed to abolish sales of new diesel and petrol cars by 2030. So here the country is really suffering. They claim to care about those working class voters in the North and the Midlands who gave their votes for the Conservative Party for the first time. And yet I can't imagine a single one of those voters is yearning to have their car taken away from them in order to be replaced by an electric car costing £30,000 or more that they could never dream of affording. It is absolutely crazy.